I think there's at least the third time. Last year I did take a break, but I didn't recruit last year. It wasn't just Aish. It wasn't just Aish that I missed. To be in this holy place, not just the fact that we're right near the Kaisel, Yerushalayim, in the old city, but also Yeshiva, a movement that's changed and continues to change the entire world. Rav Noach Weinberg Zatzal, what he taught Klal Yisrael, the importance of Kiruv. From what I understand at the time, it wasn't common, it wasn't accepted, it wasn't popular. Now it's obvious to everyone, but that's what Rav Noach Weinberg Zatzal did for Klal Yisrael. So it's a schus for you to learn in such a yeshiva, and it's a schus for me to be here. Rishus, Rishiva, the Rabbanim. Hashem gave me a great gift while I was in the airport. A Mayrdika Pshat. It's very simple, but I'm super excited with it. But we'll start like this. This week's Parsha, Parshas Truma. So we learn about the Mishkan. What was the holiest place in the Mishkan? Very good. Kodesh HaKodashim. What was in the Kodesh HaKodashim? The Aron, Kruvim, right? What was in the Aron? The Luchais. It was a Sefer Torah. The Shivrei Luchos, the broken Luchais. Torah. It's very interesting. Torah is hidden away in the Kodesh HaKodashim. Inaccessible to anyone besides the Kohen Gadol. So I was thinking, it's very interesting. Chazal tell us that there are 3 crowns. It's alluded to in the structure of the Mishkan. There's a Keser Kahuna, Keser Malchus, and Keser Torah. There's a Keser of Kahuna is limited to Kohanim. If you're a Kohen, you're lucky, you're fortunate. Keser Kahuna is limited to Kohanim. Keser Malchus is limited to someone that comes from the house of David. Not too many people can have Keser Malchus. It's one, it's a king. But Keser Torah, as the Mishnah says, Keser Torah, anyone who wants, Chomisha writes that anyone who wants to have the crown of Torah, he can have the crown of Torah. Anyone can be Zayfet to Torah. And Baruch Hashem, today, it's more accessible than ever. So isn't that interesting? That the Torah, which is the most accessible, which anyone can learn, and yet on the other hand, it's hidden away, tucked away in the Kodesh HaKodashim. So why is it that way? So before we get to the answer, I want to share with you this Svar. I was quoting it. I've said this Svar in a number of places because I'm super excited with it. I double-checked. I had the wrong quote. I was half right. It brings the pasuk, but it's not the whole quote. The Gemara says this is correct. I was quoting from Saita on the Avdalim and Beis, but the real quote is from Hayrius Yud Gimel. In the Gemara in Hayrius, the Mishnah says in Hayrius and Yud Gimel and Aleph that a mamzer, someone who has blemished lineage, he's not allowed to marry a regular Jewish woman. So the mamzer Talmud Chacham is greater than a Kohen Gadol Amaretz. The mamzer Talmud Chacham is greater than the Kohen Gadol who's an ignorant person. And the Gemara learns it out from a pasuk. The pasuk says in Mishlei, Yikara hi mi pninim. The Torah is more precious than pninim. Pninim, simple explanation, in the pasuk means jewels. Torah is more precious than jewels. But Chazal darshan that mi pninim is a lashon of lifnai v'lifnim, of inside. That Torah is more precious than the Kohen Gadol who goes in lifnai v'lifnim. The Talmud Chacham Torah is greater than the Kohen Gadol. that goes in Lefnai Lefnim, Yikari Mipninim. So it hit me the obvious. I always learned the Gemara, knew the Chazal, but it didn't hit me the obvious point. It's not just a drasha. In this idea that a Kohen Gadol goes in to the Kodesh HaKodashim once a year in Yom Kippur, that is a proof, that is a sign, that makes it evident that there's nothing holier than Torah. Because what's the Kohen Gadol coming into? Where is he going into? He's going in the Kodesh HaKodashim. And what's in the Kodesh HaKodashim? The Aron. And what's in the Aron? The Torah. The holiest place of the year is what? Is a Makam Torah. Is a place of Torah. So in that concept, in that halacha, in the idea of the Kohen Gadol going in on Yom Kippur to Kodesh HaKodashim, that shows us really Yikari Mipnim. That shows us there's nothing holier, there's nothing greater than Torah. What about our question? Torah, which is so accessible, is here, hidden away in the Kodesh HaKodashim, inaccessible. Food for thought, but I'll share with you our gasha, a feeling, a thought, and that is that on one level, Torah is very accessible. You can open up a sefer, you can learn, Baruch Hashem, today, it's in English, Sfarim are in English, anyone can learn. It's very accessible. But the greatness of Torah, the holiness of Torah, that's something that's beyond our grasp. It's something that we really can't put our hands on. It's something that's very hidden. One of the reasons I think people struggle in their connection to learning is because of this. If you go ahead and help somebody, you do a chesed, you save someone's life, you feel good, you should feel good. When a person learns Torah, he doesn't necessarily see the greatness of what he's doing. The Gemara says in Megillah, on Tazayim Beis, Gadol Talmud Torah Yaiser Mi'atzalas Nefashos, that learning Torah is greater than saving lives. Gemaras do not exaggerate. Chavetz Chaim talks about this in Torah Sabayis. Chavetz Chaim says that if two people are sitting and learning, and one person runs out, he's on Hatzalah, the other person's not, and certainly no way saying a person shouldn't be on Hatzalah, but one's on Hatzalah and one's not, and they don't need the other person. It's 100% clear. And the Hatzalah guy runs out to the Beis Medrash and saves someone's life. No, you're not Hatzalah. God, chas v'shalom, outside of Aish Torah, someone is chas v'shalom dying, and one of you go out and save the person. You'll be a hero. You'll be a hero, at least for the next day or two. Everyone will be talking about you. You saved someone's life. If it's a good story, maybe it'll be in the news. But your friends in the Beis Medrash, there's not going to be a big story about them. But yet Chazal say, Gadol Talmud Torah Yaiser Mi'atzalas Nefashos, that learning Torah is a greater mitzvah than saving someone's life. To be clear, the halacha is you stop learning Torah to save someone's life. You stop learning Torah to shake lulav. You stop learning Torah to help a person with any chesed, actually, which is a different discussion. Why? If Torah is the greatest mitzvah, which it is. But nonetheless, there's no greater schus, there's no greater mitzvah than learning Torah. I cannot wrap my head around it. I cannot. It's hard to wrap your head around that. Saving someone's life. And it's a great, great schus, of course. But learning Torah is even greater schus. There's no greater schus than learning Torah. And that's very hidden. That's very hidden. That's in the Kodesh HaKodashim. We don't see the Kedusha. We don't see the Malachim we're creating. We don't see what's going on. But big things are happening. You're doing the most incredible thing when you learn Torah. Talmud Torah K'nei Kulam, one word of Torah is equal to 613 mitzvahs. It is the greatest thing. And on a very practical level, I want to share with you. Baruch Hashem, now you're learning in Yeshiva. And Be'ez Hashem, you're learning in Yeshiva your whole life. But most of us, we're not Zaycha. I don't mean to make you jealous. I feel incredibly fortunate that I'm in Yeshiva my whole life. I should be Zaycha to continue to be in Yeshiva all life. Thank you. It's a big zechus. But most of us are not zeicha to be in yeshiva our life. We need to do other things. We need to work. We need to make parnasa. But a person must be connected to Torah in a deep way. And if not, he will not stay connected to HaKodesh Baruch Hu. He will not stay connected to HaKodesh Baruch Hu if he's not connected to Torah. That's the reality. Why? But I don't keep Shabbos, and I'll learn a little bit, and I'll daven with minyan. It's not going to do it. You need to be connected to Torah. And now in these years, you have that opportunity more than any other time of your life for the younger ones and the older ones. Connect yourself to Torah. Make goals in Torah. Take a Masechta and review it. Small Masechta, whatever it is. Connect, a personal connection with goals, with projects. Personal, not just I show up to Seder when I'm supposed to. Personal. If I have time off, there's something I need to do. There's a Masechta that I need to review. There's halacha that I'm working on. Take a project, whatever, maybe it could be English. Take a project. I'm going to master the laws of Shabbos. Make it personal. Not just to show up to star. Make it personal. Take on personal projects that will connect you to Torah in a personal way. And you'll be able to have it when you're out of yeshiva. You'll always be connected to Torah. I can't explain it. It's a reality. Hashem, who gave us the Torah, told us that Torah is the greatest mitzvah. Hashem, who gave us the Torah, said, Barasi Yetzara, Barasi Torah Tavlin. I created the Yetzara and I created Torah as the medicine. There is no other medicine that will work other than being connected to Torah. Since I know the Olam wants to hear some midas, so let's talk a little midas too. And you need both. You need both. In order to become a real Jew, you need both. You need Torah, Gemara, Halacha, learning regular Torah that has nothing to do with self-growth. That's the amazing thing. You're learning, you're handling. What Masechta are we learning here? Subas, wow. Okay. What are we holding? Different places. First parak?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning Ben Sayer Meir. I was handling Ger Katan, Sachlam Shalai B'fanav. You're learning things that you're not paskening these shailas. So it's so wild if you think about it. Like, well, I'm learning all these things. Most of it's not relevant halacha. If it is relevant halacha, I'm not even paskening. I'm going to ask the rabbi. Because it's beyond. It's in the Kodesh HaKodashim. It's just beyond our comprehension what Torah is. But we trust Hashem. We do it, and it works. It works. It works. It changes you. It gives you ruchnius. It gives you holiness. But at the same time, and you need both. We need to be working on ourselves. Working on our character, working on our midos. Working on your character without Torah is not going to work. You don't have the engine, you don't have the holiness, you don't have the Kedusha. Just learning Torah and not learning Musar and not working on yourself, it won't work either. As Rabbi Salanter said. It won't work. I was just by Rav Gamliel Rabinovich yesterday, and I never heard this before. He said from the Chavetz Chaim, I have to double check, but he said that Barasi Yetzahara, Barasi Torah Tavlin, he's actually going on learning Musar. A person has to learn not only Torah, but Torah of Musar, of Torah that's Musar. But if a person just learns Musar without the power of Torah, or just works on himself without the power of Torah, Musar is also Torah, but he just works on himself without the power of Torah, it's not going to work. But a person just learns Torah, and he doesn't work on himself, also it doesn't work. You need to channel that Kedusha of Torah that you are showing HaKodesh Baruch Hu. I want to become holy, I want to make myself better. If I'm learning Torah and I'm not trying to become better, then the Torah won't make me better. The Vilna Gaon says it makes you worse. And not only that, it's lacking in the whole mitzvah of Torah altogether. The whole mitzvah of Torah is to make you a holier person. So if a person's not working on himself, he could be the biggest Talmud Chacham. It's Torah abuse. It's mamish Torah abuse. He's a walking Chil Hashem. It's not he's a Talmud Chacham, he's learning Torah, but he's not working on himself. He's abusing Torah. Torah is meant to make you a holier person. Torah is meant to make you more aware of yourself. Torah is meant to work on yourself. It's part and parcel of the mitzvah of learning Torah. Parenthetically, I'll tell you in a nutshell, I think that's why we stopped learning to do a mitzvah and to do a chesed. Because we won't stop learning Torah to do a mitzvah and do a chesed, our Torah will be corrupt. It won't be a Torah that's meant to put into action, that's meant to work on ourselves. But Torah is the greatest way to change yourself, on condition you're working on yourself. So I want to share with you briefly one idea among the many ideas in working on ourselves. I think this is very powerful, and this is something you could take with you the rest of your life. So I was a number of years ago, I was a head counselor of a day camp. It was tiring, it was exhausting, but I ran the day camp. And one day I'm walking around the campus and I'm feeling super relaxed and super calm. And I'm like, wow, it must be just such a good day. Kids are behaving, the counselors are behaving, everyone's doing their job. It's a great day today, I feel very relaxed. And then I thought to myself a little deeper, which is the secret in life, to think one step deeper. I'm like, why am I so relaxed today? It's not so much better than any other day. And then I noticed something that's so remarkable. It's life-changing. I noticed that the weather outside was comfortable. I noticed that the temperature outside was cool. Wow. I just learned something incredible. All the time. Could be it was years into running the camp. I don't know which year it was. But all the time I'm running the camp thinking it's so exhausting, it's so stressful, and the kids are this, and the kids making trouble, etc. And then I realized that was only a piece of it. What really was getting to me was the weather, was the heat. When we're hungry, they call it hangry, right? So sometimes you're aware, you're hungry, you're in a bad mood. But I wasn't aware of that layer. I wasn't aware that I was tired, I was hot, I was uncomfortable. I didn't realize. Many people live their entire lives reacting to things, and they really don't realize there's a layer underneath. 99% of the time, there's a layer underneath that's really the source of the problem. They say a nice mashal, a nice parable. If somebody has a bad back, somebody bruised himself, and then someone comes over and says, "Hey, Dave, how you doing?" Slaps him on the back. "Ouch, ouch." "Well, I just tapped you. You have a bad back. I'm injured." When someone says something we don't like, when someone looks at us the wrong way, we are being triggered by something inside of us. Anytime you get angry, you have to ask yourself, why is this getting me so angry? Why is this getting me so upset? I'll share with you a meridik avar. We say in davening, Sim Shalom, Taiva Bracha, Chaim V'Chaim V'Chesed, Aleinu V'Kol Yisrael Me'achad, on us and the entire Jewish people. Aish Shalom B'Mrayim V'Yas Shalom, Aleinu V'Kol Yisrael. Hashem should make peace on us and all the Jewish people. Question is, who's us, if not the Jewish people? Who's us, if not the Jewish people? I know what you're thinking. People in the room. So when we say Baruch Aleinu, we're only asking for parnasa for the people in the room. And if you're davening alone, and if you're a lady davening alone, so then you only say, who are you davening for? Baruch Aleinu. Of course, Aleinu means the entire Jewish people. So what's Aish Shalom B'Ramav Yas Shalom Aleinu V'Kol Yisrael? So I want to suggest there are two types of peace. There's peace within ourselves, and then there's peace with other people. There's Aleinu V'Kol Yisrael, peace within myself, and then there's peace getting along with the guy next to me. This is a fact, this is a reality. People that have a hard time getting along with other people, 100%, 1,000%, it's because they don't have inner peace. There's stuff inside. They have their own issues they're struggling with. Insecurities, trauma, whatever. And they don't even realize. So imagine it's so sad a person lives their whole life. Oh, my wife's no good, this is no good, this guy's not good to me, that guy's not nice to me. And so sad, they don't realize that it's not them, it's you. You don't have peace with yourself. If you have peace with yourself, things don't really bother you much. If you ever were in a really, really good mood, something really good just happened, and then someone bumps into you, and then someone says something like, okay, no big deal. When we're b'shalayim, when we're at peace with ourselves, we live a different life with others. We have peace with other people. We don't have enough time, but I want to hand you, I beg you, and you're probably already on that journey, to be on a journey of understanding yourself, of learning yourself, figuring yourself out. Why does this get me so upset? What's really going on? How many times are people bad-mouthing other people? They don't realize they're jealous. Yosef HaTzadik, his brothers, the Shiftei God, didn't realize that they were motivated by jealousy. You know how hard it is for us to really know what motivates us? I can't tell you. I don't say I know myself 100%. You know, but at least you have an obligation to try. You have an obligation to try, to understand yourself, to learn yourself, to work on yourself. It's life-changing. The most dangerous people, I'm saying a lot in a short time, forgive me. The most dangerous people are not the people that are running after their desires on the streets. They're not great, it's not great. They're not the most dangerous people. They're not the people that ruined Klal Yisrael. Look through the history of Tanakh. The dangerous people are the people like Yeravam, are the people that are big, people that have a shita. They think they're doing the right thing. People that know they're just following their desires. Okay, it's not good, but they're not the worst people actually. The worst people are the people that do things and they think they're doing the biggest mitzvah in the world. You could be a rabbi, you could be a Rosh Yeshiva, and you have a tzaddik, like a Berkowitz Shlita. But you could be a big rabbi, and you can mess up kids' lives. You know why? Because you don't know yourself. You don't realize that you're acting this way because the guy insulted you. You don't realize you're acting this way because you're trying to protect your yeshiva. You don't even know why you're doing it. You're not aware. But it's not an excuse. Because you're not trying. You didn't try. You didn't spend your life trying to understand yourself. You spend your life being honest with yourself. I'll give you a small example. You know, I have a Baruch Hashem. I'm recruiting for my beautiful, wonderful base manager in America. Stay in Eretz Yisrael as long as you can, forever. But, you know, a bacher is schmoozing with another bacher. A wonderful bacher. It doesn't happen often. A bacher schmoozing with another bacher by davening. And I'm getting all annoyed. And then I chop. Yeah, I'm getting annoyed because they're guests by the minyan. And I'm getting annoyed because it's not making the yeshiva look good because he's talking. And then I tell myself, Kestenbaum, it's not their problem that you're all insecure, that you're worried what someone else thinks. If you want to correct talking during davening, correct it. But your reaction has nothing to do with Hashem, has nothing to do with their davening. You know how many parents react to things that has nothing to do with Hashem, but they think it's about Hashem. That's the tragedy. They think it's about Hashem. Oh yeah, it's not. They don't realize, they're not aware. They're not aware of why they're angry. Why are you angry? Because the kid's not learning, not davening. You're angry. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? You're upset? You feel bad for Hashem? It's so amazing. You're worried about Hashem? Great. Why are you angry? And if you're worried about Hashem so much, why are you worried about only your kid? Why are you worried about other people that are struggling? So many people don't know Torah. So many people are not religious. So many people, so much suffering in the world. The hostages never, they should be freed. There's so much suffering and you're worried about Hashem because Hashem's upset about your kid? Really? No. You're angry because you're upset. You feel your kid's not listening to you, your kid's disrespecting you, and you think it's about Hashem, and you ruin your kid. And you think you're doing a big mitzvah because you're not aware. Most people, overwhelming majority of people, I'm being honest, overwhelming majority of people do not understand themselves. They don't understand what's going on. And you make tremendous mistakes in your life when you don't know what's going on inside of yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Learn yourself. Study yourself. It's fun. It's geschmack. And you become a healthier person. You become a happier person. You have better relationships with other people. You'll have a better marriage. You'll have better children. You're a different person when you understand yourself and then you work on yourself. 2 steps. I was speaking to one of the Chashuv Bachrim before. I can't remember his first name. You have 2 steps. 2 steps. Understanding yourself and then trying to work through it, and trying to work on it. Understanding yourself, you know, you have to do a lot of thought, and sometimes working on yourself, you may get stuck. You can talk to a Rabbi, you can talk to someone, how do I overcome this challenge? But to be aware of the challenge, to be aware is unbelievable, that awareness. And Torah helps you become aware. Torah helps you become aware. Learning Torah, the power of learning Torah, the power of learning Ksubis, the power of learning any Torah has nothing to do with Midas. You're learning Torah has nothing to do with Midas. The combination of learning Torah, any Torah, with the effort, with learning Musar, with working on yourself. Learning Musar is not really about reading the book. That's a nice, stepping place to start, but it's really about throughout the day, when you're interacting with other people, being aware of what's going on, being aware of your character, being aware of what's getting you angry, what's getting you upset. And you become such an amazing person, a person that will have such a great impact on Klal Yisrael. And as you learned in this yeshiva, every person is so needed. Every person is so needed for Klal Yisrael. You don't have to be a rabbi. Every person is so needed in Klal Yisrael. All the people you interact with, all the people that you could have a good influence on, those that are religious, those that are not religious. One person has such an impact on the rest of the world. So we should be zaycha, everyone here should be zaycha to keep deepening your connection to Torah, deepen the connection to yourself, which happens through working on yourself and through the power of Torah. And we should zaycha to bring honor to HaKodesh Baruch Hu, and we should zaycha to see the Geula.